Alright guys, so next little problem. You fitted your new boot seal and now you can't close your boot because you can't get the latch to take up here. That is a case of this seal needing to settle over time, probably. Obviously when it's brand new it's thicker and not used to being compressed down. So what can you do? Well, what you can do is find yourself some longer screws for your latch plate, and then on the back you can put a washer, or even two washers if you need to. What you find is you can come back after a few weeks, maybe remove those washers. So we're just going to put that on there with washers underneath, and then hopefully we'll be able to close it. Now, one thing, you might not quite be able to fit that top screw there, but you can always, as I say, give it 2-3 weeks, get on building the rest of the car, and then remove that washer. So let's see if that works. Right, here we go. Seam strip time. So I've got my rubber mallet with a towel over it, and I am adding these clips, which I have given a quick spray of silver. You're meant to fit 5. I'm going for 6. So there's one at the top, one at the bottom, one either side of the wiggle, and then one in the middle. So we're just tapping them on. Then I'll just see about maybe touching up any bad scratches, if there are any. So we've got 6 on here, and the same on there. Right, got my seam strip, and I did just put a tiny bit of WD-40 into each clip, like this, and then I rubbed it on both sides and rubbed it all around. 2 reasons really: bit of lubrication is going to help me get this seam strip on, and also it's actually slightly rust prevention. Yeah, let's see if we offer up this seam strip, we can get it in the right place, and then bump it on with the mallet. Now, the top is more important because you'll be able to see the top. The bottom will be under the arch on this car, so probably less important. But I need 2 hands, so give me a minute to try and bump it on. Right, she's on. See the clips underneath. Not too bad. This wave here is actually in it as it came to me. Might try and bump that flat. This piece sticking out very slightly here. Not too bad. We get the arch on, and it will cover up the bottom bit. 1 down, 3 to go. Right, so all 4 seam strips are on. Here's a rear one for comparison. Now on the face of it, that seems really boring, but it does mean that the arch can go on now, because the seam strip obviously goes underneath the arch. So if I put you down somewhere, if I can find somewhere to put you. Lighting bit, and because we did all the pre-work with the rib nuts, that's going to make it really straightforward. Hopefully, he says. I test fitted them, so it should be, but it probably won't be. Let's get one in. So let's have a look then. So this is the correct Nimbus grey arch for a Mini 25. No seal strip on a 25 either. And actually, before I started recording, I'd done the front one already. So there we go. This side of the car is getting close to being complete. I'm going to get some new tyres soon, so we'll be able to get rid of the horribleness. Time to put them on the other side, I think. Quick walk around then. This is the worst one. Might take it off again and warm it up, because you haven't got any seam strips. It's not very forgiving to this gap here. Anyway, the others are all pretty good. 2. And then this side of the car, because it's got the door on, not far away. As I say, need to get those new tyres soon, don't I? Okay, so now we've got the pipes up here all tucked out of the way again. Obviously radio to do later, but we're going to get this sound deadening down. Put that little piece in there, and then the same on this side. Don't forget to cut your little hole out for your seatbelt. Those need gluing. Carpet adhesive spray. This doesn't really need gluing because gravity. Then there'll be pieces that go up here that we'll probably retain with the clips just to hold the sound deadening up. But yeah, let's get this piece in under here. So these bits here, you have to just have a rough cut around there. It doesn't have to be too accurate because it's just the sound deadening and that cut. Hopefully the piece that goes in here does not need any cutting, but let's have a look. Turns out it does need quite a bit of cutting. So we've got a cut for this seat hook bar. I think we might just have to relieve it a bit around there. We've got a cut for the ashtray as well. So just put a little slice here, and then just cut out a little bit like there. So notch around that side there. Cut a little nib off here, and then cut around the box roughly. So basically I just got to cut that there now, and I'm just using a razor blade. Be careful, you probably end up cutting yourself a little bit, as I do. But yeah, all I got to do is stroke that along there, and we'll open that up. So let's do that. All right, so that's that little piece that we just cut out from there. Get rid of my blade. So that's that rear section done. Front bit next, and then those ones. Almost home now. Obviously I had to cut out for the gear stick, and then I had to cut out, well, a line down and then a circle around the steering column. But otherwise just a little bit oversized, so we've got a lot of doubling up down the side there. I might trim a bit off. Yeah, another step forward. Slowly getting in the interior. Okay, so can't probably film absolutely everything being screwed back onto the car, but you did see the arches getting put on and what's changed in this shot since then. New tyres have been fitted by the garage. They're from Mini Sport, I think, and then took them up the road, got them put on, and obviously the repainted centres, hubcaps. Now there is one more piece that needs to go in between the arches, between there and there, which is some of this stuff. Now, you might not be able to buy this in the right colour, so I've actually, I think this was a lighter grey one that I got, and I've resprayed it in the Nimbus grey. And what we're going to do is just going to add that on here. I'm going to tap it on with a rubber mallet, and we're going to use secateurs to cut it to length. Now, if you're lucky, these fit pretty well. If not, you might have a bit of spring. I'll try and show, but if you oversize and just cut a slight chamfer on the end of this when you do it, you can almost use this to hold the arch on slightly. I'll try and show you. But anyway, for now, we've got our end. This one you see is holding itself, so I don't need to worry at this end. So we're just going to pop that on there, and we're going to use the rubber mallet just to get us on and get us started. Now we don't really want a gap, so just push it along myself. Anyway, once you get that on where you like it, I shall just tap along, and then we'll show the chamfer at the other end to try and hold the trim on. Right, there we go, knocked on down to here. Now obviously we've got more than we need, but I'll try and just cut it at a slight angle here, which will help it retain. See how that is now retaining? And then it looks like it's way too much, but probably by having that slightly too long, we're also putting pressure this way, so it's got a little bit over, it's been held on, and it's also got slight pressure that way to keep it a tight fit. Anyway, there she blows. So it's another job done.